I mean, I wouldn't use that phrase when I'm trying to convey that I'm excited to be a physician. Hey, it's Vlasta here. Thanks for being with me today. I am joined today by the lovely Lana. She's my dog. She's real cute. She tends to follow the sun, so she may be popping in and out here during the video. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the subreddit premed. I am a premed myself. I am 30 years old, so I am what most people would consider a non-traditional premed. I recently finished my last semester of post-bac courses to prepare for the MCAT and my medical school applications. So it's fun to look around the subreddit. I think it's useful to see what other people are going through in their premed journeys, and maybe by going through some of these posts we can help some people out, give some advice, or just have some fun. I actually just effing passed out shadowing. First patient of the day, doctor I've never met before. I've got IBS, so sometimes I get a vasovagal response to needing to use the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom now after I felt lightheaded, and the next thing I know, I woke up to no less than 3 physicians, 2 nurses, and a terrified looking patient who was a child, who told me that I fully passed out, hit my head, and started shaking. Oh God, how do I go about the rest of my day? I'm so ridiculously embarrassed. I'm really sorry that that happened to you. I have only passed out once in my life, and it was during choral practice in middle school. I was just standing there and we were doing practice, and all of a sudden I woke up on the floor. And it was apparently just like half a second that I had just fallen down, so my friend that was standing next to me just thought that I tripped. I don't know how I would have tripped because I was standing, but anyway, it's definitely weird when you just suddenly wake up on the floor, and it sucks when you're trying to be professional and you're in a situation where you're trying to make a good impression on people. It's really awkward, but doctors deal with people passing out, maybe not on a regular basis, but they've dealt with it a number of times in their careers. That shouldn't be something that they would judge you for, I would hope. And as long as you were okay, that's the main thing. Try to put it out of your mind and move forward. Most people are not going to think about it past that one instance. The interviewer said in the most mundane voice possible, "Well, you're definitely one of the most interesting people I've interviewed. Please share interview quotes that have haunted your dreams." I have seen a number of things through this subreddit, weird things that people have said during interviews. It's just weird to me that interviewers would actually say these type of things out loud. If you're interviewing someone for literally any type of professional or academic position, you really should just keep personal comments to yourself. It can obviously really throw you off. You did a lot of work to get here. Clearly, someone thought that you were worth interviewing. Just try not to let that kind of burrow its way into your brain and live there. The answer you gave is not what we were looking for. I got told this last month and probably have PTSD. Yeah, that would be pretty terrible. I'm not sure the context of that, if you just literally didn't answer the question because you went off on a tangent, or if this person who you were being interviewed by just said something really mean, like that's the wrong answer somehow to a subjective question. That would really suck, and I'm sorry that that happened to you. Let me give you some advice. Don't say that in a medical interview. No idea if they were joking because I laughed it off and we continued. What did you say? I used the phrase nail in the coffin to convey my experiences sealed the deal to motivate me to become a physician. Still not sure if that was actually inappropriate. I mean, I wouldn't use that phrase when I'm trying to convey that I'm excited to be a physician, so maybe try to use a different phrase that has less of a "this career is going to kill me" kind of vibe. Interviewer asks interesting question I can't think of an answer to off the top of my head. Me, that's an interesting question. Can I have a moment to think of a good answer? Interviewer, what do you think I'm trying to ask you? I'm not asking you a trick question. Are you suggesting I have an ulterior motive? Me, no. That says more about the interviewer than it does about you. It's weird that they immediately jumped to you think they have an ulterior motive when you just asked to be able to think about a question. Even if somebody asks you a fairly simple question, it's perfectly okay to take a breath and just think about it. You're too old to go to medical school. I mean, that's just incorrect. You can be any age and go to medical school. It doesn't really matter how long of a career you can have. If you're going to medical school at like age 50 is obviously shorter than most people, but it's really not that strange. Like I said, I'm 30 years old and I'm trying to get into medical school right now. Why not PA since it's less time? Why not PA since it's less time and you'll make just as much? People have been trying to convince me ever since I said I wanted to be a doctor, even physicians themselves. If it was about the money, I would have chosen a different path. Oh, and don't forget you can focus on growing a family if you do PA. Are men receiving these comments just as much? Curious. Thankfully, I haven't received this comment, and everyone that I've encountered has been really encouraging and welcoming, which I know doesn't always happen for people, and I'm really grateful for. I know that this can come up as a question. I actually personally did consider going to PA school. It just came down to a calculation of what I want out of my career and what I want out of my education. I want to be in a leadership position in medicine, and I want to be able to teach as well as treating patients more independently. And so for me, it made more sense to just become a full physician. So really, if it just comes down to you want to get to practicing medicine as fast as possible and still make a decent amount, those to me aren't great motivators for going into medicine. You might want to think about perhaps why you're going into medicine in the first place. Thanks again for being with me today. That was our first venture into our pre-med, and I hope that you liked this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll be doing more types of videos like this, as well as other things related to my pre-med journey, and I hope to see you in the comments section. Let me know if there's any pre-med topics that you'd like me to cover. I'd love to respond to your comments. Thanks! I'll see you next time.